we're going to do the frosting for this Bolo Sans Rival. Now here I've taken 1 cup of sugar. To that I'm going to add 1/4 cup of water. Now I'm going to start the flame and I'm not going to stir this. I'm just going to let it come to a gentle boil on its own. It takes about half a minute or so. And then I'm just going to swirl the pan and then stir in between for about 2 to 3 minutes. Now we're going to do a water test. I've just taken a bowl of water and I've added a teaspoon of this sugar mixture. Now if you're able to form a ball like this, that means your sugar syrup is ready. You can turn off the heat. Now I'm going to beat 6 egg yolks till they are very light yellow in color for about a minute. Then I'm going to start adding this hot sugar syrup and we're going to keep whisking it. Now the mixture will turn to a very light yellow. Now I'm going to start adding the butter, about 1.5 cup of butter, but a little at a time. Now keep your butter at room temperature. It makes the process easier. And then I'm going to add 1 teaspoon of vanilla essence. I just changed the pan because it was very small. And our frosting is ready. It has to be nice and thick. Now we're going to move on to the meringue. For that, I've taken 6 egg yolks and I'm going to beat them for about 2 to 3 minutes till they become nice and foamy. Then I'm going to start adding my powdered sugar. In total, I'm using about 2 cups of powdered sugar, a little at a time. Now you've got to whisk this really well till we get a nice thick mixture. So this took me exactly 3 minutes, whisking the sugar and the butter together to get a nice thick mixture. Now you'll see that the mixture has thickened like this. So now I'm going to add 1.5 cup of cashew nut powder. You can also use almond powder. All I've done is just taken the cashew nuts and just blended them in my mixer on a blitz function to get a very fine powder. Now you're just going to mix all of this together. Now here I've taken a baking sheet and I've just lined my baking tray with it and I've just drawn 4 circles of 5 inches each. Now using a piping bag, I'm just filling this meringue into the circles. Now you can also, just roughly eyeball it. If you don't want to use a piping bag, just go with a spoon and, just fill the circles like this. Now preheat your oven to 160 degrees Celsius for 10 minutes and then bake this at 160 degrees Celsius for 30 minutes till your meringues are nice and done. And you'll get these kind of, meringues. And they're just very light and airy like this. And now we're going to assemble our lovely Bolo Sans Rival. Now first I'm taking the meringue, I'm placing it on the base of the plate. I'm going to then put in the frosting. Now you could add some finely chopped cashew nuts also. And then you're just going to repeat the process like this with all the 4 meringues. Now I've used, I have my cake stand, below the plate, so that makes it a little bit easier. And then just apply some of the frosting at the sides and just even it out. And then I'm just going to decorate it with some cashew nuts. You can also use cherries, which is the traditional way of decorating it. And then I just have these almond slivers or just shaved almonds. I'm just going to add that just to make it look nice and pretty. And you have to refrigerate this. It is a cold dessert. And, when you slice it up, you will just see the lovely layers. And it's really, really delicious. I hope you give this recipe a try.
Now the first step in making guava cheese or Perad is you require some ripe perus or guavas. So here I've taken 4 of them, which are quite large and they are almost ripe and soft. So now we're going to cut up each of these into 4 halves and remove all the seeds or the pips. So now here I've cut each of the perus or the guavas into 4 halves. Now we are going to de-seed them, that is wherever the seeds are, just remove that part. Don't worry, this is not going to get wasted because we are going to boil this seeds and then extract all the juice that we get and then discard the seeds. So in this way you will remove all the seeds from each of them. So in this way I have cleaned all of these and de-seeded all of them. See that there is not a single seed in each of them. Now this we are going to add just about 1/4 cup of water and boil this, and then we are going to sieve it or sift it and remove all the pulp and get rid of the seeds. So here in a vessel I'm taking about actually 1/2 cup of water, and now we're going to add this with the seeds, the guava part which has the seeds in it, and we're going to boil this for at least 15-20 minutes till this becomes nice and soft. Now in another vessel, preferably a heavy bottom pan, I'm going to be taking about 1.5 cup. This is a 1/2 cup measure, so 1.5 cup of water, and to this I will be adding the guava which has been de-seeded. And we are going to boil this also for about 15-20 minutes till it becomes very soft. Now this is the mixture of the guava seeds and the pulp. So we have boiled this for 15 minutes. Now take a colander, take a vessel and a strainer like this, and we are going to sift this so we don't waste any of this guava pulp that is there. And wait for it to become a little bit cool where you can handle it, and then we're just going to mash this down till we are left with only the seeds. Now here, after boiling the guavas till they are nice and soft, which has been about 15 minutes, you can just press the guavas and see they are very soft. So we are going to drain this also in the same way using a vessel and a colander. So here I have a vessel with a colander or a strainer. We are again going to just strain this the same way and let it cool. Now the procedure is that once this gets cool enough, we are going to put this into a blender and make it into a very smooth paste. And we are going to also add whatever pulp that we collect. We are going to add that too into this. Then we are going to measure and see how many grams this pulp will be, and exactly half of that we'll be using some fine granulated sugar. Then we're going to cook this rather in a non-stick pan till everything comes together. Add little butter, a little food color, and then grease the back of a plate. Apply this mixture, cut it into triangles or into diamond shapes, and let it sit. Here is the pulp. It has cooled down. So what we're going to do is we're just going to smash all of this till we're just left with the seeds. And then we're going to use that liquid too for making our guava cheese. After straining, all we are left with is the seeds and a little bit of the pulp. This is the liquid that we'll get, a very thick consistency liquid which we're going to use. Now the next step is we're going to take our mixer, and after draining all the water, we're going to put this into the mixer and grind this to a very smooth paste. So here got this into my mixer pot and now I'm going to grind it to a smooth paste. Now here is the pulp which we have ground in the mixie, and exactly half of that I've weighed this on the scale, and exactly half of that I have taken granulated sugar. This is the reserve pulp of seeds. Then I require 1 teaspoon of butter at room temperature. This is 1 teaspoon of lemon juice, 1 to 1.5 teaspoon of lemon juice, and this is the red food color as per whatever color you require. Now the first step is to put on your gas and heat up your pan a bit. Now first we are going to put in this guava pulp. And we are also going to add our sugar. Now we're going to stir this, stirring for almost 15 to 20 minutes. We get this consistency which we want. Now we have to add 1 to 2 teaspoons of lemon juice, some food color, preferably red, and 1 teaspoon of butter. So first I'm going to add the lemon juice. Give it a mix. Then we're going to add 1 teaspoon of butter, and now we're going to add just a few drops of this red food color. First add just a little, and then you can keep adding till you get the color that you want. So again we'll mix this completely till all the color has mixed in. Now when everything has come together like this, we're going to turn off our gas. Now here I have a steel plate. I've taken the back of it and applied some clarified butter or ghee. You can also put regular butter. And now we're just going to pour this mixture. Remember, the pan is extremely hot. And now just pat it down. Spread it out how much ever the thickness that you require. And now we're going to wait for this to completely cool down, and then only we're going to cut it into diamond shape. And now after this has hardened up and cooled down, all we have to do is just cut this into diamond shapes. So first we make a line like this. And then we have to cut And here, friends, is the guava cheese or the Perad all ready. It's a very easy recipe, so please do try it out. And if you like this recipe, then please leave your comments in the comment box below. Please give this video a big like, and please subscribe to my channel by pressing the red subscribe button that you see just below.